Hi, everybody. This is GM John Fedorowicz, August 18th, 2008. Welcome to ICC's SimulMaster Simul. Actually, this will be the last Simul. I've been doing it for about 3 years. It's been a lot of fun. I hope other people enjoyed it, but as with all good things, it has to end. It's been going for a while, and perhaps it's gotten a little bit stale. I don't know if that's the right word, but anyway, we'll see if ICC comes up with any new ideas, new events, and hopefully I'll see you guys down the road a little bit. So, but for now, let's get this Simul going. We'll get started shortly. And also, I saw that Nakamura won the St. Louis Blitz, and which is no real big surprise. Nakamura is just, to me, the strongest blitz and rapid player in the country. You know, always was pretty amazing at playing blitz, and now the Singfield Cup starts, and the summer is always a good time for chess, and of course in a few weeks the Olympics in Batumi, Republic of Georgia starts, so that'll be a lot of nice stuff to watch. Okay, Lionel Spoon, I think it's his first time if I'm not mistaken. Handshake from Al Hote, and handshake back to him. Good luck to him too. Let's see. I think for the last Simul, I think I'll go E4 every game. Arconia, an old friend. Welcome to the Simul. Aslan 777, a frequent opponent. My friend Ears. Ears has been playing very solidly lately with the perks and Queen's Gambits. Hippopotamus, Jester, Judge Dredd, all familiar opponents. Mish Bobby, I think we might have played a long time ago. Movement Dutchman, we play every month. No Mercy for You. Spindock, and Spindock says it's an honor to play me again. Shame it may be the last. Well, we'll see. You never know. ICC will come up with some ideas, and we'll see what happens. And a lot of fun these Simuls and talking about the games and updates and stuff. So, but I've been to Batumi 2 times, and the Donald, I don't know if it's really Donald Trump that's playing. You never know. And Virtuoso and Artisti, and we're back at the beginning. So we have a Sicilian for Al Hote. I went to Batumi 2 years ago with the World Youth, and in 2006 I was in Batumi, and I really liked it a lot. And pretty easy to get to from New York. Just took Turkish Air to Istanbul, and then from Istanbul it was a quick flight to Batumi, about an hour or so. So the people that are going there for the Olympics, I think they'll really enjoy it. I stayed at the Sheraton Hotel. The airport's only about 5 miles away from the city, and not only that, I don't know if they're going to have any special chess rates there, which usually means that they're going to raise the prices. But we ate in some very nice restaurants, and we ate in a place and near the Sheraton Hotel, up one block, and the woman's name who ran the restaurant was Nana, and I swear to God, she made, I think it was the best chicken that I ever had. I'm not kidding, and it was really good. So that's the Olympics in Batumi. The Olympics is always one of my favorite events too, because of the competition. Also, you get like a million games going at the same time. All good matchups, a lot of strong players. Okay, let's see what the story was. Aliyev 1978. The good thing about teaching is I think my openings are good. A new player showed up, and his name is Player 1365. Welcome to the Simul. And back to Aliyev. And as I was saying, the good thing about playing, teaching a lot is, from all the teaching, my openings got good. So I think I know what I'm doing in the Schliemann, but we'll see. All right, I always play open Sicilians unless I'm playing my friend Joel Benjamin or something, and I go bishop to b5 check and make a draw. Mishbabi looks like we're lining up for a perk of some kind or a modern defense. Aslan 777 is looking like a center counter. Artist T E4, D6, D4, Knight F6, so it's unclear. It could be a perk or it could be a Philidor. The Philidor has played a lot from those move orders. Virtuoso, sometimes in these Sicilians, I delay D4 a little bit. Virtuoso played Knight C6. We'll probably get into a time and off. Heian plays the simul. And Moving Dutchman, another good friend, and I'm going to miss all you guys, but we'll see if we get some other stuff organized. Okay, ears E4, G6, D4, Bishop G7. I don't know. I thought ears was maybe doing better with the E4, D6, Knight F6 move order to get into a perk. I'm going to try C4 here and see if I could, get ears to get some Duncan Suttles business going, which I speak about every time I play ears and I'm white. It's always something kind of funny with so we'll see what happens with that. Okay, Alhote has gone Queen to B6, and that's a line that I play a lot, and it's a pretty decent line for black. Knight B3 is the right reply for me. Lionel Spoon will get another Sicilian. Spindock, we've had this kind of tricky Philidor defense before. So, and I'll go Knight takes D4. Let's see what happens against Aliev. This should be exciting with the Schliemann. Artist T is playing a perk. I always play a classical perk. When I was Walter Brown's coach, we studied some nice games. I was very impressed with a Walter Brown game against Grandmaster Larry Evans. And another classical perk game and another line was a game between of Yuri Balashov and Pedevsky. Okay, Arconia has gone Knight takes D4, which is not usually the move because now the Queen is very strong out there. Against Aslan, I'm going to try some G3 thing just to get out of some book stuff. Classical perk against Mish Bobby. Open Sicilian against Jester. Could be a modern defense or a King's Indian again with ears. Bishop C5 from Hippopotamus. And let's see, what do I do on Bishop to C5? A lot of theory has occurred now with D3 and these Ruy Lopez's. I thought that maybe we were going to get a Berlin defense. And I'm wondering if in this World Championship match that's happening soon, in a few months, with Fabiano Caruana playing against Carlsen, if we're going to get a lot of Berlin defenses for both sides, maybe. So I don't know. We'll see. I know that makes the crowds groan. It doesn't make me groan. I just figure it's chess. I realize, but look, you know, you had the Philidor defense. You had the Berlin defense, and look at what he did. Kramnik beat Kasparov with it. So it's a pretty nice opening, and so we, you can't blame anybody for doing it, especially with the match strategy of trying to play solid with black. So pretty interesting as things go. So we'll look forward to a match and we'll see what happens there. Okay, Aliev, we're going full book into this Schliemann. Ruy Lopez from Heian. Judge Dredd is playing what they call the Guimard variation against the Tarish. That's what Knight C6 is. It's not bad. It's trying to attack the center. Usually C5 and Knight F6 are the most reliable moves there. So Knight F3. The Donald, E4, C5, Knight F3, E6. I'll go D4. Knight C3 against Spindock. Bishop E2 against Mish Bobby. And Knight takes E4 from Hippopotamus. Interesting. Now, I played Knight takes E5, which sets up the fort trick. And then we have to see he went Knight takes E4, and then the usual move there is Queen E2. I had a game with Boris Gulko once with this in the U.S. Championship years ago. Okay, Alhote has gone A6. I'm not sure about Alhote's move order here. I'm going to try and take advantage. Feels weird. I'm going to try to go Bishop F4 and see if I can make anything happen with that. Aslan's center counter. I played a fianchetto, a rare line. Jester's gone E5. On these e5s, whenever you see a hole on d6, you go knight b5. If you play knight b3 or knight f3, black comes out too fast with knight f6, and then bishop b4, and black becomes better really fast there. There's a lot of openings with that. No mercy for you. I'm going to cancel. Rui Lopez, Artist T. I'm canceling there. Classical. Knight takes c6 against Aliyev, 1978. Let's see what to do against Ears. Which kind of King's Indian should I do? I'm going to try a Samish. Moving Dutchman, e4, e6, d4, c5. I'm going to go d5. That's called the Barca Larsen. I think Barca was a Hungarian grandmaster, and we all know who Bent Larsen is. Okay, Lionel Spoon. Usually in this position, I would do a carries attack, but I've worked so much on bishop e2 that I'm just going to go with that. The Donald, we have another open Sicilian. Rook e1 against Hayen, 666. Queen takes e4 against Hippopotamus. Spindock has gone bishop e7. I'll go g3. Queen g5 from Aliyev. I play queen to e2. Threatening queen takes e4 check. Aslan, I'll go knight ge2. It's a very slow system. Virtuoso has decided that he doesn't want me to play d4 and has gone queen b6. Perhaps not bad. All right, well, I'm just going to cancel. Maybe I could take advantage of his queen later on. Arconia's play, I think, was a little bit inaccurate with knight takes d4 so early, because the queen is very strong out there, and I'm going to try and come out fast, take advantage of the development. Okay, Judge Dredd, I don't know about this. Usually you don't want to fianchetto in a French just because of the weakness of the dark squares, mainly on the f6 square and maybe on with bishop g5, that diagonal later on, maybe even the h6 square. So I think that's I don't really like that. The question here is I think I'm going to go e5 and try to take advantage of it right away. Okay, the Donald's gone knight f6. I'll go knight c3. Hayen, one thing about this position with Hayen is on c3, d5, I'm really afraid of the Marshall. I may allowed it when I was a kid, never again. You got to know a lot of theory, and even if you do, black's okay. So if people are looking for a good Rui Lopez for black, Marshall Gambit could be the deal. All right, Artist T, bishop e3, knight f6 against Aliyev, 1978. And now let's see, what's my right move order here? I believe I play f4, and then he takes on f4, and then we come out with the all crazy book stuff in this opening. Against the Donald, I'm going to go knight takes c6 and e5. Moving Dutchman's giving me an opportunity to go c4. Okay, I'm going to go c4 and get that pawn out there and protect the center some more. Jester, we're in a Kalashnikov. I'm going to go c4, Maroczy bind type stuff. Virtuoso has gone d6, and now if I can't do b3 against Virtuoso, I got to see. I'm going to go rook e1 and see if maybe I could get b3 in later. No mercy for you. Another possibility for Marshall, which I will not allow, and because I am really scared of it. Okay, Judge Dredd, I think bishop to d3 is probably not a bad thing to do. d6 for Hayen, good move. Probably the best move. I go c3. Lionel Spoon, we're in a classical Scheveningen. I'm going to castle. Ears early, we're in the early going of a Samish. e5 against the Donald. Castles against Aslan, 777. Hippopotamus, queen e7, this is all book, d4. And Mish Bobby has gone knight b d7. Now, Mish Bobby, I feel like I should push e5 and see what the story is there. Bishop g4 for Hayen, yes, d5 I play. Knight e5 check against Aliyev, 78. He'll block. And then I go d4. We're all normal stuff. Lionel Spoon's got knight c6. I go bishop e3. f6 from Judge Dredd, hitting at the center right away. Probably a good idea. Now I don't really like to develop my opponents with Ponte, so that makes me feel like bishop e2 wasn't the right move for me, because I almost feel like that I should go bishop to b5 now. Okay, so I have to take on f6. Knight c3 against moving Dutchman coming out of the openings. Orconia's gone e5, and I think that bishop b5 check has to be the right move for me. Knight e4 against the Donald in his 4 knights thing. And that 4 knights thing that the Donald played is a tricky thing. If people don't go knight takes c6 and e5 there, or knight db5, then that's another position where black comes out very fast after bishop b4 and could be better very quickly. Okay, no mercy for you, c3. He went d6, so we know it's not a we know it's not gonna be a marshal because he went d6 first, so you don't, and that ends the threat of the marshal. Artist T has gone a6. And now I'm always looking to see if the e5 hit does anything. I'm just going to go h3. Okay, now Alahote has gone knight g e7. And I'm thinking that I like bishop to d6. I don't know. His move order allowed me to do this, and I don't know if he should have done that, really. Okay, now, what happened here with Hippopotamus? Hippopotamus on d4 should have gone knight c6. And then I would trade queens. He would recapture with the bishop. He'd be a little better. And we have a new game. Draconian, for some reason, has showed up, and he's got 45 minutes on his clock. Okay, so welcome to the Simul. And Hippopotamus, I guess I'll just take on e5, and that looks like a piece. Knight b8 from Hayen, so I go h3 and ask his bishop where it wants to go. Judge Dredd. Queen to f6, threatening, queen takes, threatening, knight takes d4. I must go c3. Knight b3 didn't feel right. Hippopotamus, Ears is going for the pano. I'm going knight e2. Virtuoso has gone e5. Now, what's going on here? Should I go knight to d5? I'm going to try knight to d5. The way Virtuoso's playing isn't bad. He's locking the position. Decent kind of play there. Not bad. Okay, no mercy for you. I'm going to stick with my d4 stuff, even though I have an option of h3 getting into main lines. Bishop d3 against moving Dutchman. Pawn takes pawn against Mish Bobby. Bishop d7 blocking for Marconia. And I think I just go queen d3. a6 from Jester, I go knight a3. That's in the Kalashnikov. Lionel Spoon has gone bishop to d7. Now, I got options here. I can go knight db5 and make him go queen b8, but that doesn't usually do too much. The usual routine on bishop d7 is to go knight to b3 because they want to take on d4 and go bishop c6. Okay, now Hippopotamus, I don't know if I can win another piece here, but I could trade stuff off with rook to e1. Hippopotamus is threatening bishop takes h2 to win my queen. So rook e1 looks good. Protect the queen, attack the bishop. The Donald's gone f5. That's an old line. I go en passant. Bishop d7 from Judge Dredd. I'm going to go knight to b3. D4 for Aliyev, 1970. C6 blocking. Big theory here. Big theory. Alahote has gone knight to g6. And I'm going to take on f8. And that might discombobulate him a little bit. We'll see. Okay, moving Dutchman's castle. I think I'll play h3. Bishop f3, bishop f3. I'm not sure what a6 is doing in the Artist D game. That's a question. That could be a loss of a tempo there. Judge Dredd's gone h6. And knight c5 feels like a nice move for me. Hitting the b7 pawn and the bishop. And now Spindock has gone bishop f8. And I'm going to go h3. And now the Donald, I think that knight d6 check is the right move for me. Hayen has gone bishop back to c8. And I'm going to go a4. Queen h4 check from Aliyev. We're following all the theory. Let's see. I'm going to trade queens against Hippopotamus. I'm up a piece, so I'm happy to trade queens. And knight takes f8 from Alahote. So I don't know. I think Alahote his opening didn't turn out right for him. Now, do I want to go queen to d6, or do I want to go let's see, or just queen d2? Queen d6 might keep him from castling a little bit. I think I'm going to try queen to d6. Knight b8 from No Mercy for You. I'll go h3. Arconia's gone a6, and I trade on d7. Must be right. Good bishop versus bad bishop. Backward pawn, control of d5. Must be nice for me. h6 for moving Dutchman. Knight f3. Recapture the bishop against the Donald. Okay, now let's see. Judge Dredd has gone castle's queenside, which maybe is the best move. But I don't know. I mean, could he get into trouble? Could a very fast attack happen for me here? I'm thinking about queen to a4, perhaps. I'm wondering about queen to b3. That would provoke b3, I guess, or maybe it would provoke b6, which doesn't look so hot. So let me see. I think I'm going to try queen to a4. That looks like a kind of attacking move. Let's see how that one goes. Any tricky stuff for him? I don't think so. Okay, so bishop c4 against Aliev, rolling down the theory. Bishop takes e7 from Hippopotamus. I'm up a piece, and he has a pawn, and also he can't castle. This is very nice. I'm going to go bishop to f4. I think that this one is under control. Hayen's gone pawn takes a4. And I guess I'll just go rook takes or bishop takes. What's the best? I'm going to go bishop takes. Queen d8 for Virtuoso. And I'm going to go knight takes f6. Virtuoso, I still have some hope of maybe opening him up with some d4 thing perhaps later on. The Donald is playing an opening that I think I played against when I was a kid. And it's solid for black, but I think it's accepting to be worse. I have the bishop pair. I have the dark squares. The question is, I think trading the queens probably is the right thing for me, and then to maybe get castle queenside to gain a little bit of time with maybe bishop a3 check or bishop f4 or something. And I think that bishop f4 is a very reasonable move for me here. Let him do the taking. I just have to be careful of knight to e5 stuff. Okay, Arconia has gone queen takes d7. And now, do I want to castle on the king side or the queen side is the question here. I think I'm just going to castle on the king side, and I think I'll still get some good stuff going. Okay, bishop h5 from No Mercy for You. Let me see if I can get the Ruy Lopez maneuver going. Oh, Jester's gone b5. Well, that looks like a pawn. I have to take. a6 against moving Dutchman. I always go a4. Bishop e6 against Aliev. And now in this position against Aliev, it's an interesting situation. All theory, and my big question in this position was, and I still not sure that I know what I'm doing in this position. What's the best move? I know it's between bishop f4 and bishop g5. Not really sure what the best move is. I think they're both good moves. I mean, black is going to be a little worse in this thing because of his e4 pawn. I think that's the main thing that this opening is about. Why white's a little better. Just that e4 pawn, and then we got to see what the situation is there. So I'm thinking about bishop g5 or bishop f4. I mean, I don't know. I think here I'll go bishop to g5. Maybe that's the most direct because in some cases it's just trying to win a pawn. Okay, let's see what Aljote did. Aljote has offered a queen trade on b4, and I might still have a little bit of a bind here, even if I castle queenside and let him exchange. So I'm just going to castle queenside. Okay, now Hippopotamus has gone c6, and I'm thinking that bishop d6 looks nice for me. No castling for him today. And Judge Dredd's gone king to b8. And now I'm looking at various suspicious moves here. I don't know. I mean, I am wondering about bishop to a6, just to see if that can snatch a pawn. So bishop to a6, what would he do on that move? Just threatening to take on b7, All right, I'm going to try bishop to a6 and see what happens there. Knight c6 from Artist T, and let's see, what do I have any funny stuff here to do? E5's nah. Well, you never know. E5, pawn takes pawn, bishop c6, but then he has in between move, pawn takes d4. Looks okay. Bishop to e2 is another possibility. What's a useful move for me here? I'm gonna try rook to e1 and see if that's a useful move. I don't know. White's a little better there. I have to be happy about it. Okay, against Hayen, I'm gonna go knight bd2. C3 against Virtuoso. Bishop takes d6 against the Donald. F4 against Lion Spoon, and C6 against Spindock. Okay, now, Spindock, we've gotten into these rookie ones and whatnot. Okay, I'm going to go rookie 1. And Hippopotamus, do I want to take with the rook or the bishop? I'm going to take with the rook. Knight d4 from Jester. And the thing with Jester is if I get castled, I'm not sure what his compensation is. It's always the big question here. Against Jester, I'm just going to try to develop with knight a3 and hold that b5 pawn. Uh-oh. Judge Dredd has gone b6. What's going on? Is it over? Knight takes d7. Knight e4 from the Donald. We traded queens, and he went knight to e4. So I like my bishop. I think I'm just going to go all the way back to a3. Arconia has gone bishop to e7, and I'm going to go rook to d1. Makes sense to pressure the backward pawn. Moving Dutchman has not committed in the center yet, so I have to see whether I want to go e5 sometimes here. I think that a5 looks like a decent move for me. Okay, bishop to d6 from Aliev after I go bishop g5 in the Schliemann big theory. So bishop g5 happened, and he went bishop d6. And let's see what to do on bishop to d6 here. Any tricky moves? Should I castle? Is it worth it? Well, I'm wondering about bishop takes f6. Some tricky business here. Bishop takes f6. Should that be good? And then he would take back, and then I can take on e6 and go queen h5 check, and then he goes king e7. What's the story with that position? I don't know. I'm not really sure what that is. I could castle queenside. That would probably transpose into normal stuff. So this is the first big decision here. Do I want to take on f6 and go bishop takes and queen check, forcing king e7? Then I would have to go knight back to e3. Interesting business. His king's in the middle. All right, I think I'm going to give it a try. I'm not certain about it, though. Rook takes d6 from Alahote. Bishop g4 from Virtuoso. I'll go h3. Bishop h5 from No Mercy for You. I'll go knight f1. That's the typical Ruy Lopez maneuver. Bishop to queen c8 from Hayen. And I'm going to go knight to c4. Let's see, Hippopotamus. I got him. He's in bad shape here. I'm just going to go knight to c3. Come out fast. Go for the mate. Queen d2 against ears. Samish. Pano variation. You don't see it very often. d5 from the Donald. I think f3 seems right, so I could castle queenside. A4 against Lionel Spoon to stop b5. Bishop takes f3 from Virtuoso. And now what do I want to do? I'm going to keep queens on and take back with the bishop. Bishop takes e6 against Aliev. And rook back to d2 probably against Alhote, just in case doubling becomes something. Draconian, knight f3. Bishop g5 seems like a good move against Arconia. Pawn takes pawn against Artist T. And knight to d5 against Hippopotamus. Let's see now. Spindock has gone knight bd7. And I'm going to go, let's see what's going on here. Is b5 ever a move? I think I'm just going to go a4. Moving Dutchman, the big decision. What to take back with on d5. And And I got to keep in mind that I really want to keep him bottled up. So I think I want to take back with the E-pawn in this case. Castle's queenside against the Donald. Let's see. G3 against El Jote. Does that make any sense? Is try for F4 and stuff like that. Let me go G3. I think I'm a little better there. Queen H5 check against Aliev. Now, what to do against Aslan? I think I'd just go D3 and an H6 from Heian. Okay, so against Heian, I was thinking of just going B4, taking up some space, and working on his A pawn later. A5 from the Donald. So the Donald wants to play Bishop A6. I'm gonna go G3 and try not to have him trade those bishops. Knight G3 from No Mercy against No Mercy for you. It's protect that E pawn. Ortiz T's took back Knight E5. I'm gonna keep my bishop pair with Bishop E2. Bishop to H3 against the Donald seems reasonable, and Bishop takes A4. And what should I take back with against Heian? I think I'm going to take back with the rook. B5 from Moving Dutchman. I could go pawn takes B5, but no, en passant's definitely correct. Rook E8 from Ears. And now the question is in Ears, the Ears game. Let's see. I haven't had this position in a very long time. I remember that Portish liked Knight C1, but I'm not really sure that it's in that position. And the idea is to get developed, move the knight out of the way, get developed, and then and then just try to have a space advantage. The Panos seems to have died down in recent years. Everybody's doing the C5 stuff, either at knight BD7 and C5 or C5 straight off, and that seems to be the interesting stuff to do, really there, and I think that Black would be getting more activity in most of the situations. So after A6, normal moves, I remember Portish was doing H4, stuff like that. I don't know. I remember something about Rook C1 maybe being good. And then trying to, and usually there's some pawn sex. I think Rook C1, keeping an eye on that knight on C6 for something. I remember that being the best move, but I really don't know why, to tell you the truth. Okay, Heian has gone knight BD7, and I think that I'm just going to go, I think I'm going to go knight to A5 and see if I could bother him with the C6 square. Draconian, another Rui Lopez. Rook H E1 against the Donald. And now against Aliev, I have to go knight to G4. Let's see, knight E8 for No Mercy for you. And I think that I go A4. And those Rui Lopez, you always go A4. And the idea is to maybe weaken that pawn. And it seems like Bishop C7 mate. So I'm up 1-0. Okay, so D6 from El Jote, and I think I'm going to go F4. And Ortiz T has gone B5, and I think I'm going to go F4 and see where he wants to go with the knight. Okay, now let's see what to do against the Donald here. Does he want to go E5? What do I do with? Do I want to go bishop back to D6 and stop E5? Seems like it could be reasonable. So bishop D6. I have the bishop pair. I have him bottled up. Arconia, I'm very worried about her position. I'm going to go bishop takes F6. Looks like a thematic kind of business there. Let's see. Aslan, I'm going to go rook to B1. Try and get some B4 stuff. No Mercy for you has hit me with F5. But this I do not trust at all. All right, I'm going to take on F5 with the pawn first and see if I can work on some squares. Moving Dutchman has gone rook to E8, and I think I'm going to just go B3. Should be a medium better there against Moving Dutchman. King H1 against Lionel Spoon. Let's dump in with knight C6 tempo against Heian. Bishop takes C4 against Ortiz T. Draconian, bishop c5, castles Ruby Lopez. Arconia, I will go knight to d5. That's definitely a good knight versus a bad bishop position, if there ever was. A4 from the Donald, and I'm just going to go A3. Maybe I could work on that pawn later on. Hayen has moved with queen d7, and I think I'm just going to go rook. Now, I don't know. I was going to go rook a5. Does knight c4 do anything for him? I think I'll just go rook a2 then. Why allow any kind of unnecessary play? Okay, b4 against Alahote, and I'm going to go bishop to g2. Bishop d7 from Jester, and I'm going to take another pawn. A5 from Moving Dutchman, and now we have to see what's the deal here. He wants to come out with knight a6. So that seems very reasonable for him, and then I have to see what's the deal with that. Now, I remember the rule of space was not to trade pieces, but sometimes we have to. I was thinking about knight a4. Rook e1 seems like a sensible move too, but the question is, when his knight comes to b4, what's the situation there? I'm looking at knight h4. Could knight h4 into f5 be anything? I think I'm going to try knight to h4. Okay, knight b d7 from Aslan, and I'm going to go bishop to d2. Queen c7 from Lionel Spoon, and I'm going to go bishop g1. Trying to transpose into some Tchaikovsky-Kasparov game that I studied. Okay, now Aliev has gone rook ag8. And let's see what this is about. I'm just going to go back, knight to e3. We got a rook to d8 from the Donald. And now here's the question for the Donald. If I go bishop e5, is he getting the c5 in, or what do I want to allow? And is c5 any kind of big deal? Is the question. So, all right, I'm gonna go bishop to e5. Knight a6 from Moving Dutchman, as we expected. And now I'm looking at things. If knight b4 happens, I'm wondering where my rook goes. Should I just go bishop to d2? And this is a question. Should bishop to d2 be right? I'm going to just try developing with bishop to d2. Okay, now Alhote has gone bishop to b7, and now do I have anything tactical? Is e5 something for me to think about? So I'm gonna try e5 and see if that works nice for me. Knight c8 from Hayen. What's he trying to do to me? And I'm going to go queen to d3 and hit that a-pawn. Just like I said, we're going to work on the a-pawn. Virtuoso's going g6. And what's the best way to try to do something to Virtuoso here? I was wondering if there was ever something with queen b3, but my bishop has to move. So I'm just going to go bishop to g2. a5 from Spindock. And on Spindock, I'm just going to go knight to b3 and try and keep him bottled up. Okay, how strong is knight g5 for me against Mish Bobby? And Draconian's done something very interesting here. I don't know what this opening is that he's doing. But you always have to be careful of this. Some kind of bishop c5 and then f5. Really not sure that I've ever seen that. I'm feeling really like I should just go knight c3, and then just develop. That seems like the reasonable thing to do there. So Ruy Lopez with bishop c5, and then when I castle, he does f5. Kind of bizarre to me. And I must have some replies here. I mean, I don't know if knight takes e5 is something to consider here. Knight c3 is pretty normal. I don't know. I mean, knight takes e5 and d4. What's up? All right, I'm going to try knight takes e5. Rook takes f5 for no mercy for you. And now, for no mercy for you, I feel like I should take on b5 first, and then I could bother him on the light squares in a little while. Okay, Artist DT has gone. He's recaptured on c4, and now I got to see what do I like here. I'm thinking I'm just going to attack his C pawn and see if I can take it. Okay, knight b4 from moving Dutchman. And bishop to f5 sort of feels like the right move. Is that right? Bishop to f5. I'm looking for tricks with knight takes d5. So bishop f5 seems reasonable. Okay, pawn to b4 against Aslan. Rook g5 from Aliyev, and I'm going queen back to e2. Arconia's gone rook a d8. And now, I mean, I don't know. It's tempting to try and mate Arconia, but I think just keeping a positional bind, a4 seems reasonable. We have Alhote has gone d5. And now I have to look anything fancy here against Alhote. Bishop takes d5. A decent move. All right, I'm just going to go knight e2. I'm going to play it as if it was a French good bishop versus bad bishop type situation. Heian has gone knight a7. Do I want to just trade those guys? Or do I have something better? All right, I'm going to try knight takes e7 against Heian and go for something better. Knight f6 against Jester. And let's see. I'm up some stuff here. Let me see. Can I just go bishop to d3 there? And just come out and castle. Virtuoso's gone bishop to h6. So now, I don't know. I'm looking at queen b3 stuff. I don't know what it does, though. Pawn to b4. Is that? But if I go pawn to b4, I'm a little concerned about my d4 square there. So I'm not sure about that. D5 could be some D4. Maybe I could do some tricky business. He takes on C1. I take on E5. I don't really see why that should be a big deal. So Virtuoso is, is playing pretty solidly here. If I don't want to trade the bishops, then I have to do some B3 thing. So that's the question here. All right, I'm going to try pawn to D4. Knight takes f5 against moving Dutchman. Rook takes a6, or even queen takes a6 against Heian. What's the story there? I'm going to just go rook takes a6. It's a pawn, and there's some pin aggravation, so we'll see how that goes. All right, Arconia's gone king to h8, and now, let's see. I don't really have to worry about getting mated on g2. I'm wondering if I was thinking about tripling on the file. I'm going to go pawn to a5 and continue to work on the queen side. Bishop c2 against No Mercy for You feels right. h5 against Aliyev, and now if I castle, he snatches on a2. So where do I put my king here? Can I go knight c4 first? I'm going to see if I go knight c4, he moves his bishop. What's going on there? All right, I'm going to try knight c4. It's a dangerous position. Okay, we got Draconian as I went knight takes e5, and he went knight f6. What's the deal? Let's see. What's the deal with this? No, knight takes, and then some e5, or I can do some. I should try to develop here. It's kind of a strange opening, and what's the best? Pawn takes f5, temporarily up 2 pawns. I don't know. These Schliemann type things are really kind of a mess. So I think that I'm going to try to take on f5. Okay, a5 from Aslan, and I'm thinking of just going b5. Knight b4 against Lionel Spoon, and I'm going to go bishop to f3. Bishop takes c1 against Virtuoso. I'm going to go pawn takes e5 first. Knight d7 from Heian, developing, and I'm going to go bishop e3 and ask him what he's doing with his knight. Arconia's gone rook to g8, and I think I'm just going to go g3 nice and calm there and make sure nothing weird happens. Okay, moving Dutchman's gone bishop f6. All right, now I'm thinking that queen f3 could be a nice move there and just put some pressure on him, so I'm going to try queen f3. Rook to b1 against Artist C, nice and calm. Castling against Jester, nice and calm, up 2 pawns. King to b1 against Alhote. It's an ending. I don't really want to move my king out of the way there, but I guess it's okay. Rook takes c1 from Virtuoso, or let's see, is there any point in taking back with the queen? No, the rook looks okay. Knight takes b5 from Aslan. Knight to d4 from Draconian. And let's see what's happening here. Threatening my bishop. All right, I'm gonna go bishop to a4. See what's happening there. Bishop c7 from Aliev, and I'm gonna try castles queenside against Aliev and see what happens. And now what's the deal here? Is Hayen in trouble after rook to a1? A lot of pin stuff. Virtuoso. What is my best plan of here? Queen d7 sort of came to mind. I'm not really sure what it does, with some business of trying to keep him tied up a little bit. Queen b3 could be a useful tempo. He goes b6. I don't know why that would be a big deal for me. Transferring my bishop to c4, where it's a more active diagonal, maybe. I think I'm going to try queen to d7. Okay, now we got no mercy for you to retreat with rook f8. Now we got to see what's cooking here. I'm up a pawn, and I have an attack. I got to be pretty happy here. I'm going to try queen to d3. Just a brutal attempt. See if that works. Queen back to d8 for Aslan. And now I'm going to have to see how to come out fast with him. I'm going to try knight to f4. Knight c2 from moving Dutchman. And now we got to see. Exchange sacks. Maybe. I don't know. I think I'm just going to try rook to b1. Okay, let's see. Jester's gone castles. Maybe he gets one pawn back. Should that bother me? I don't think so. I'm thinking about bishop g5. Well, he's not even getting the pawn back. His bishop's not on c8. Maybe I just go knight c2 and get rid of that knight on d4, which isn't really that annoying, but good to get rid of it anyway. Okay, let's see what happens against Aliev here. Aliev has gone b5. He wants my a pawn, but when he gets my a pawn, I get his e pawn. So what's the deal with that? So I'm just going to go knight to e2 then. All right, so knight f8 from Alhote, trying to get that knight recycled. And I'm going to go knight on e to d4, similar to French defense positions. b5 from Draconian. All right, we're involved in a complete mess here with this Ruy Lopez. Weird ideas. I don't know. Bishop takes b5, knight takes b5, queen e2. Then maybe he has queen e7. c3 might be a good move for me here. Should I try c3? All right, I'm going to try c3. Now, let's see. Virtuoso has gone rook fd8. Now, with the idea of rook to d2. This is an interesting attempt. Well, so I might have to go backwards here, and I don't think I can allow rook d2 to happen. So I'm going queen g4, and after this, certainly Virtuoso is okay. Definitely Virtuoso's position is fine. Okay, now what's the deal here? I'm going to try no mercy for you to get fancy and do bishop takes h6. Rook c8 against Lionel Spoon, and I'm going to go queen to e2. Knight d4 from moving Dutchman. I'm going to capture with knight takes d4. E5 from Ears. And now let's see what's the story there with Ears. What should I do? I think d5's got to be right. E5 from Aslan 777. And now what? Now, so I provoked a hole, but I don't know. Is knight h5 okay for me? And then, or is he coming out fast? Okay, knight h5 seems reasonable. Knight takes d4 against Alhote. H5 from Arconia. And I'm just going to go, I'm going to try queen to f3, I think. Yep, queen to f3 looks okay. Rook e2 against Virtuoso. Knight f5 from Draconian. Wow. All right, now, there's all kinds of moves here. The first thing that comes to mind is, well, I'm looking at rook to e1 with discoveries. I don't know. Bishop to c2. Bishop to b3 so that there's no castling. What if he castles? Or I'm going to try bishop to c2. Pawn takes d4. Where should I go against moving Dutchman? Knight a4 looks reasonable. Knight b5 looks reasonable. Am I afraid of knight e4 is what I'm wondering. That's the question. All right, I think I'm going to go knight to b5. Okay, we had simple f5 from Aliyev defending his pawn. And I'm thinking I should do just a simple king b1. Or does knight b3 do anything? Knight b3. I'm going to try knight to b3. I feel like I have to go after him fast there. All right, now knight d7 from Alhote. And sometimes in these French positions, I push with f5, but I don't think just yet. Got to be a little careful here. Also, c3, I don't know if that's going to, if that helps him also. So I think rook e1 seems like a decent thing to do. Queen takes h5 from Aslan 777. Rook takes e4 from No Mercy for You. And now against Virtuoso, I'm just trying to hold on here. I think I'm just going to go rook to e1 and make sure all my stuff is defended. Queen d7 was not such a hot move. Okay, now let's see what to do here against Spindock. Where do I develop my bishop on e3? All right, I'm going to go bishop f4. Seems reasonable. We got a knight h4 from Draconian, and I'm thinking that d4 has to be a good move for me. How can d4 be a bad move? Knight e4 from moving Dutchman, and I was thinking of just going rook on f to d1, and does he want to take my bishop? I don't know. I'm going to try rook on f to d1. Knight a5 from Ears. Hitting my c4 pawn, I'm going to go knight to g3. Knight f6 from Aslan, I'm going to go queen back to e2 and hit his e pawn. Bishop to g4 from Jester, that looks like a typical move of this opening. And can I just go queen to d2? f4 from Aliyev, and now this is getting sharp here. I don't know. I mean, his king's in the middle. Does it make sense to do a break? I'm not sure if that break that he made really does anything. That's the question. The first thing I'm looking at is to see if knight c5 does anything. He takes on a2, and I have these knight takes e4 discoveries and whatnot. I don't know. I feel like I should play it safe. I think I'm just going to take on f4 first and take it easy. Rook takes d2 against moving Dutchman. h5 against Virtuoso. Queen trade. King b1 against Aliyev. And now let's see what to do against Alhote. Alhote is doing the typical thing here now. I'm always looking to see when is f5 some kind of move for me. But you see, when I go f5, then my e-pawn gets weak. I don't want to get tied down on my e-pawn. That's the thing. Is my bishop good on g2? I think for some reason h4 seems like the right move, but not really sure why. All right, Ears has gone b6. b4 has to be right. Put that knight on b7. Must be right. Aslan's gone bishop d6. So I have the opportunity for the bishop pair, but I'm going to go rook e1. Knight d5, knight e5 from Spindock. And I'm going to go knight back to d2 and stop knight c4 stuff. Bishop c6 from Lionel Spoon. And that looks like it's not a bad move. I'm looking to see, is he ready for d5? When will he be ready for d5 is an excellent question. Queen c4, he just probably goes d5. Is knight to d4 anything for me? And when should I go e5 is another question. Not sure. Lionel Spoon's setup was pretty good in this game. I think I'm going to try rook on a to d1. Seems normal. Queen takes f3, bishop takes f3, Virtuoso. Rook e8 against Aslan. And what to do against Aslan? I'm going to try knight takes and then to work on his pawn. Also, there might be some snap. d6 against Draconian. I don't understand this game at all. So if I take on c5, what is he trying to do to me? Or I'm taking on c5. g6 removing Dutchman. And I'm wondering if I can snatch on d4 with something. I'm going to snatch on d4 with the rook. 6 from Helhote. I'm going to try H5, working on that side. Rook HG8 from Aliev. And now, what's going on? Knight C5. It looks like a good move. D5 is kind of interesting also. But Knight C5, what happens with his E-pawn? Trading queens against Draconian must be right. I'm up some pawns. And it takes away the cheapo potential kind of thing that we were looking at. All right, I'm just going to calm down against Artist T and play A3 to keep his rook off of B4. And now moving Dutchman's gone bishop to G7. And let's see. It's everything under control here. I'm just going to go rook to E4. And queen takes D6 against Aslan. There's a pawn hanging on B7. But bishop C3 feels like a good move. And let me take back. What do I take back with against Virtuoso? I think I have to take back with the rook on E2. All right, now against Draconian, let's just come out fast here. What's the best way to come out fast? Bishop G5 looks like. Let's send that knight backwards and make a pin. Okay, queen takes C2. I think that A6 pawn, I don't want to give that one up so easy because it's near a queen. You know, I hate giving up pawns like that. Bishop to E6 developing from spin dock. And I'm just going to go bishop to E6. Okay, now Alhote has gone knight to B6, and I have to go B3. Rook takes E4, queen takes E4 against moving Dutchman. Draconian, what to do here? What's the next thing for me to work on? Maybe rook E1, threaten to win another pawn. How to develop against ears. Put my bishop on D3 or my bishop on E2. Anything doing? Yep, bishop D3 looks completely reasonable. Bishop E5 from moving Dutchman. And I don't know. Do I want to trade? If I trade on E3, what's the deal there? Moving Dutchman always finds some funny stuff in these games. And if I go queen E3, maybe he just plays some kind of tricky move. You know, maybe A4 is a good move or something. So I got to see what to do with queen E3. It shouldn't, you know, I mean, it should be solid, but it's weird. If he takes and goes A4, he might even be better. All right, I think I'm just going to go queen back to C2 and take it easy. Rook C3 from Alhote. Hitting the pawn. I'm going to offer a trade with rook to D3. Queen F5 from Aliev, and now let's see what's going on here exactly. All right, so I can snatch a pawn. If I snatch a pawn with knight takes E4, am I afraid of rook to G2? This is what I'm wondering about. My knight on E4. I mean, it's looking through to C2, so that's concerning me a little bit. All right, I think I'm going to try knight takes E4. Why not? Let's give it a shot. See what happens. Okay, Draconian. I'm going to try to open. I'm going to go A4 and see how this one works. I think I'm pretty happy about my position. Jester's gone knight H5. I'm going to go knight D5. The A6 pawn continues to live. Rook E8 from Artist T. Let's see. Is he up to any tactics here? I'm thinking about queen takes C4 simply. And what's the deal there? Queen takes C4. What's his plan? Well, he's threatening my pawn straight out. That's for sure. All right, I'm going to try queen takes C4. We got Alhote has gone rook A C8, and I'm just going to go king to G2. Bishop G4 from Aslan, and I'm just going to go where? I think I'm going to go queen to D2 and attack some pawns. All right, Draconian's gone bishop to D7. And I'm going to take on B5. I'm just trying to come out real fast here. Queen C5 from moving Dutchman. And I'm going to go... Where should I go here? I'm trying to take the steam out of A4. I would like to maybe get my knight somewhere. I'm not sure where my knight... It looks nice on B5, but the fact is it's not doing a thing. All right, I'm going to go rook E1 against moving Dutchman. Rook check against Virtuoso, king G2. Knight A3 against Draconian. F5 against Jester. Wow. Okay, well, Jester is down some pawns. Pawn takes F5, looks like another one. Okay, Aljote has gone B4, and I'm thinking of trying to undermine with A3. Is that possible? Am I undermining? Or how about rook to E3? Rook to E3. I'm going to try rook to E3. Knight takes E4 from artist T. I see. Knight takes knight, I must do. Rook A1 against Virtuoso. I'm going to go A3. Pawn to E4 from Aslan, and I'm not sure that I understand that. I'm just going pawn takes pawn. Queen B4 moving Dutchman has attacked my B pawn, and I'm looking at rook E4. I'm going to try rook E4. I mean, he's starting to bother me a little bit, as he does in all the games. Let's see, rook E4. And, all right, rook E4. I'm just going to try and defend my stuff and see if I could get my king safe. Knight back. Let's see. Draconian's gone bishop C6. I'm going to go pawn to B4. Rook takes D3 against Aljote. What do I take back with here? There's something to be said for taking back with a pawn and solidifying the center. But rook takes doesn't seem bad either, maybe with some C3 ideas. I think I'm going to go rook takes. Okay, good move from artist T. Came up with a nice combination that gets them a pretty decent position. Where do I put my queen? Queen C5? I don't know. Maybe queen. I'm going to try queen to D3. I think that he came up with a combination that got him a pretty solid position. Arconi has gone rook to G4, and I'm going to go king to H1 and get off the G file. Rook G2 from Aliev, and I'm going to go queen F3 and pin his bishop. And see what's the deal there. A6 from Draconian. And am I happy about knight to C4? I think I am. Okay. Aljote has gone A5. And now, am I worried at all about bishop to A6? If I go C3 and he goes bishop A6, what's the deal? All right, I'm going to try C3. Moving Dutchman went A4. I'm taking it. Draconian's gone E4, and now let's see what's going on here. Something with rook to D1 check seems pretty reasonable. Yep, rook A D1 check looks nice. Coordination. What's going on with Aslan? Did Aslan just lose a piece? Rook takes E4. I do not understand. Rook to D1 from Virtuoso. Probably I'm okay here, but I don't see how I'm going to get any winning chances. I'm going to go pawn to H4. E4 from artist T, and I'm going to trade the queens. And now let's see what Jester's up to. Jester has just gone bishop to G5. Now, here's the deal with Jester. I'm up so many pawns that a queen trade has to help me. So I'm thinking queen C7 feels nice. Bishop A6 from Aljote, and I'll just go rook to E3 and keep my pawn protected. And Draconian's gone king to C8, so he's got some coordination problems here. Now, what's the next thing to do to Draconian? How can I win? I'm wondering if I could win his E-pawn somehow. Thinking about rook to D4. Rook takes A4 from moving Dutchman. And I'm just keeping an eye on that moving Dutchman doesn't somehow get on the back rank. So I'm going to go G3. I think I'm okay here, but he's always getting some stuff going. All right, knight to D7 from Aljote. Where is he going with this? Let's see. I'm going to take on B4. Spindok's gone knight C4. I'll trade some stuff on C4. Let's see. We have Virtuoso's going rook to D6. And I'm going to try rook to C2. Rook check from moving Dutchman. King G2. And now against artist T, what's the best thing for me to do here? Am I even better? I don't think so. All right, I'm just going to go B3 and just hang out and see what I could do. All right, now, Aljote, what's the deal with his B4 pawn? And what's the deal with me going f5? So let's see. If I go f5, I don't know. He goes knight c5. And am I working on anything here? I think that knight to c2 must be the right move. Tie him up a little bit. Okay, let's trade queens against Jester. I wanted to get the queens off. It must be feels right. I mean, after all, I'm up a million pawns. Let's go queen d4 against Spindock. Hit his bishop with a tempo. We got moving Dutchman has gone rook to e1. And let's see. So I'm thinking about just taking on e1. I feel like my king is safe, which is important. Okay, what's happening here against Virtuoso? Let's go bishop back to e2. Get that bishop on on another diagonal. Now Lionel Spoon has gone queen to b7, but knight d4 feels nice to me. Getting that light squared bishop in that position feels good. All right, now let's see what to do here against Aljote. When is knight c5 annoying me? Is it annoying me on the next move, trying to get into d3 or something? Maybe it is. So what to do here? I think I'm going to just go knight to d4 again. I'm not sure what I'm doing here. Okay, queen takes e1 from moving Dutchman, and I'm thinking about going c5. And Aljote. Now I can make a draw against Aljote, and I'm really, I mean, I'm wondering if that's the best I could do here. Is knight c5 to d3 is really an annoying sort of thing here. I don't know. I'm gonna go knight c2 and think about it. Okay, so we got Virtuoso's gone king to f8. And I'm going to bring my king closer. At least it's a safe position. Jester's down a million pawns and queens are off the board, so I got to be happy there. Queen takes c5 allowed against moving Dutchman. Does queen e4 check bother me at all? I think that queen takes c5 looks okay. And now the big question against Aljote. I don't know what to do about this knight c5 thing. I mean, I would like to win that b pawn, but maybe knight c. I don't understand. Do I really want to go a3? Is another question. If I go a3, he has to take, and then I don't see why I should be better there. So I'm afraid that I'm afraid I have nothing better here than to just go knight d4 again. Maybe it's a draw. King e7 Virtuoso. I go king e1. Rook to d5 from Artist T, and I think I'm going to offer him a trade of rooks with rook to d1 and see how that one goes. Queen e5, queen e4 check to move in Dutchman. I'll go king back to g1. Bishop takes f5 from Jester. I will take on f5. Trade a pair of rooks against Artist T feels like it helps me. Jester fell apart here. Knight check wins a rook. Arconia has gone h4. And I'm wondering if I could just go h3. I don't know if she has any tricks here. Rook takes g3 or something. I don't think so. Knight e3 might be a good move. I'm going to go knight e3. I hate moving that knight off there, but maybe it's even better somewhere else. Bishop takes g3 for moving Dutchman. I don't know. Is that force a draw? Let's see. So I have to take it. Now, knight takes c6 against Lionel Spoon or knight f5. Knight takes c6 must be right. Let me bring my king up to f2 against Artist T. We got Virtuoso has gone back with his rook. So I did a decent job there of just not losing immediately. I'm going to go against Virtuoso, bishop to c4. Try to outplay him. Let's see what's happening here. Feels like moving Dutchman's going to be a perpetual check. I don't think if I go queen f2, he goes queen takes d5. Now, a pass pawn and a queen ending is not a terrible thing, but I don't think it's doing too much there. King e2 against Artist T, and looks like we're going to have a draw with moving Dutchman. Simo's been going for about an hour. Won a few already. Seems like I'm doing okay today. And I'm watching the Yankees, and the Yankees seem to be up 8-0, so that's not bad. Okay, Virtuoso's going rook to d6. Now, what are the winning chances? I'm going to try bishop to d5 and see what's there. I don't know if I don't really know who's trying to win this game. All right, let's see what's going on with Lionel Spoon. G4 is some kind of tempting stuff to do in these kinds of positions. That's the question there. I don't think he can take on f4 because of e5. So I'm going to try g4, see if I can push him back. Okay, queen e7 from Ears. I'm telling Ears, I really don't like I don't like Ears' position here. Okay, I'm going to castle. King G1 against Moving Dutchman, and let's see how many times is that. 3-time repetition. Good game, Moving Dutchman. We played a lot of good games, a lot of fun, and so Moving Dutchman. That's it for that one. Now we're back to Ears. Ears is thinking. Ears is the Ears turning this King's Indian position. He's all bottled up. It looks like a mess. I don't know, and he's all bottled up. And what can he do for active play here? You know, I mean, in the usual King's Indians, you're trying for f5, but even if Ears got f5, and would that be a good thing? Is what I'm wondering. Okay, Virtuoso's gone pawn to b5. I'm going to go king to e2. Rook on g4, 8 to g4 against Aliev. Now, I'm thinking about just going h3 and sending his rook back. Could that be good? What's his idea? If he put I see an idea for him. He would go rook on 4 to g3, and I can't take it because a queen takes c2. I understand. Okay, so let me go. Let's see. Can I go rook to e1 with some threat? Maybe, I don't know. Okay, bishop e6 from Spindock, and I'm going to go rook on a to d1. I feel like I have a little pressure there. We got Virtuoso to go knight to d8, and I'm going to try pawn to b4 against Virtuoso and see how it goes. All right, Lionel Spoon's going knight d7. I feel like I have to go f5. All right, bishop c3 from Artist T. Now, here's the question here. Does b4 do anything for me? I mean, I was going to trade the rooks and try and work on some pawns. But the thing is, if I trade the rooks, he's got a protected e-pawn, so I don't know. I mean, I can't really go into the pawn ending. And the bishop ending, his bishop is good on c3, so I don't think I could do that. So I think I'm just going to try pawn to b4, and I'm okay there, but no winning chances, that's for sure. All right, now, what to do here against Aliev? I would like to move my king, but then c2's hanging. Could that be something to do? Here's another one. If I go h3, he's got that rook thing again. Rook g3. I can't take because queen takes c2 and queen takes b2 mate. d5 is a strange one. d5. What's happening on d5? He would take it, but then I still have the problem with the c2 situation. Really confusing. c3, pinning myself. I mean, at this moment, I'm feeling like for some reason I'm feeling like maybe king c2 is the right move, but the king b1, rook takes c2. I'm gonna try it. I don't know. Messed up position there. Messed up. h5 from Ears. Okay. Wondering about bishop to g5 just to put an end to anything. Could bishop g5 be a good move there? What else? Let him just push maybe. All right, I'm going to try bishop to g5 against Ears, continuing to try and bottle him up. Arconia's gone rook to g5, and I'm looking to see is knight f5 anything for me? Should I take on h4? Rook d5 maybe? Let me go rook to d5. If Arconia takes on h3, what's going on with that? I think I should take on h4 against Arconia and just try to see if I can mate her, maybe on the g file, because my knight's coming to f5 and the bishop does not look good. So what does Orkonia do here? Her rook. Where does her rook go? Oh, pawn to a4 from Artist T. Wow. Okay, now that move might make some sense. Now, what am I trying to do in this position? Am I trying to win? Am I trying to draw? If I'm trying to draw, maybe I just go rook to d1. If I'm trying to win, I don't know. I don't know. I go b5, b6. Does that do anything? Okay, now Virtuoso. What do I take with? I'll take with the a pawn. And let's see what's happening here at Lionel Spoon. I have him bottled up, right? He's threatening to take on. Is he threatening to take on a4? Is what I'm wondering. This is the question. Do I really have to? I really do not want to go rook back to a1. I do not want to do that. And queen c4, maybe. Queen c4 attacks his knight. I'm going to try. No, but queen c4 attacks his knight, and maybe he takes c2. I'm afraid I have to go rook back to a1. Didn't want to, but have to do it. But still kind of have a grip on the position because his b5 break is not happening. Okay, spin doc's going rook on a to d8. And now I have some nice space here, but what am I doing with it? Bishop to g5 makes him go bishop e7 again. I don't know if that does anything. Queen b6, offering a queen trade. Or I'm going to try this queen b6, offering a queen trade. So Spindock is wondering, queen takes, bishop takes, rook a8 would be forced. And then what? I'm wondering, I don't know. I've seen maybe bishop c7. I don't know. I'm definitely better here. It's just a question of whether I could put him under more pressure. But queen b6 seems like a decent move. He could go and attack my h-pawn, I guess, with queen c8 or queen d7. And then I just protect. So I think I'm better here because of some space. Okay. Virtuoso, pawn takes b4, or I recapture. I feel like I've made a lot of progress in this game. His b-pawn is a target. Rook c7 might tie him up a little bit. Okay, so let's see what's happening here. He's gone knight to e6. All right, threatening knight to d4. Now, if I take on e6, probably that's just a draw. Can I move my rook somewhere? Can I move my rook? I'm going to try rook to a2. Okay, so queen to d5 from Aliev. And now here we go again with all these rooks hanging all over the place. But now here I would really like to go h3. Where does he go if I go h3? Or his rook's overworked? There's a lot of stuff hanging here. h3 feels like a good move. Ears has gone queen back to f8. Ears' queen side just looks like a mess here. Now, is Ears threatening some knight h7 thing, followed by f5? Can he really do an f5 there? I'm just gonna go king h1 and get out of the way of stuff. All right, we got rook to d6 from Artist T, and now I'm wondering about some stuff here. I mean, wondering about just b6, I guess. But then, what is that bishop ending? And then I can't. Then I can't take with the rook. So I feel like I don't know. If b6 didn't work out, this position could just be terrible. g4 doesn't really do too much. So what to do here? I'm gonna try g4. See if I can maybe open up a side for my rooks. Knight b7 from Lionel Spoon. Where is he going with that knight? Was it just in the way? I don't know. I'm gonna try. I guess I'm gonna try bishop to e3 to get my g5 thing going. Now, the Donald thought for a very long time there. I almost forgot about this game. I'm gonna go f4 and see if that's a good move there. Backward pawn situation. Knight takes e5 from the Donald. Rook takes e5 for me. Knight d4 check from Virtuoso. And let's see, where should my king go? King E3, king D3. What is his idea? What is his idea? Rook A7 check is a threat. So if I go, is he trying to do something with knight C6? So can I go king C3? Rook E7 from the Donald, and I'm going to double rooks on the E file. Seems thematic. Now I'm keeping an eye on bishop endings with pass A pawns, maybe. Also wondering what's the deal. All right, let's see what's happening here. Artist T, I'm going to try to take and go rook G5 and get some counterplay on him. All right, now we got to see. The Donald, when is F5 a good move? What if he went bishop to C8? All right, I'm going to try to get my king out. I'm going to go king to D2. Ears out went knight H7. I'll go bishop back to E3. I'm going to try rook to G1 against Artist T. And Virtuoso's gone rook F6. And I'm just going to go F4. And now we got a lot of pieces hanging here in the Aliev game. So where do I want to put my queen? Can I put my queen back on F1, or does he have rook to G1? Maybe he has. So this is a mess if there ever was. Let's see. Queen F2, Queen F1. He gets rook to E1, and then I go queen. All right, I think I'm going to try queen to, well, hold on here. Queen H1 is a funny one. Just move the queen out of the way. Then then he seems to have a lot of rooks hanging. So, queen H1. Huh. All right, knight E6 from Virtuoso. And rook check on A7. Does that seem right? Or what's happening here? Where would he go with his king? So I want to be a little bit careful about this situation. Pawn takes E5. He's got rook F3 checked. It's hard to believe that could be good for me. But I have to look at it. Rook takes G3, rook check, and then bishop takes. I think that's probably a draw. Maybe everything's a draw. Let's see. Bishop takes E6. All right, I don't know. I'm going to give him a check first on A7 and see where he goes. All right, we got a queen trade offer from Lionel Spoon, and I think I'm going to turn it down with queen to G2. And Ears is trying to recycle his knight, but it was doing some kind of job there. Now, is C5 a good move for me to hit him on that side? Okay, C5 from the Donald. And now I'm looking at F5 again. Okay, I'm going to try F5 against the Donald and see if I can crack it open here. Interesting position. Bishop ending, I don't know. He's got that A pawn out there, so we got to see if this is the right thing for me to do. Maybe I could prepare it, but sometimes you prepare it, he might go G6 and it doesn't exist anymore. So got to hit while it's there. Pawn takes F5. There's a lot of pawns hanging. I don't know, but then I have to take one of them with check, and I could take the other one. Is he bothering me with rook E2 check ever? He gets the H2 pawn. I don't know, but then maybe I get the C5 pawn. Very messy position, but then I have passed pawns on the queen side. Maybe his A pawn's bad. In some lines, I suppose I'm winding up with 3 pawns. I just felt the Donald's opening was a little suspicious. Okay, let's see what's happening here against Virtuoso. Do I want to draw with rook A6 back and forth? This pawn takes pawn doesn't do anything. What's the pawn ending after bishop takes? I don't think so. I think that probably a draw is a normal thing here. King to... Nah, king to E3 doesn't feel right. All right, I'm going to give him another check and then see. All right, we got Artist T has gone rook to G6. And now, what is the story with this position here? Rook G6 seems like a good move. And I don't really want to take it, but maybe I have to take it. And if I take it, is king coming up fast? So I think I'm trying to draw here, and I don't know if I'm doing a very good job of it. Just overlook some stuff here in this one. All right, I'm afraid that I have to take it. Queen c8 from spin dock hitting my h3 pawn. I'm just going to go king to h2. And now against Virtuoso, this is the deal here. Do I just want to take a draw? And I think that I think that probably it's just a draw. I don't see how they continue here. So draw is happened there. The Donald has gone bishop to c8. And now what's the story here? Lots of trades. All right, I'm going to take on e6 with check. He's going to recapture. He has recaptured. And I'm going, let's see. Now, I'm going to take e6. I can put rook check in first, and then his king moves, and then I take. What is that? So rook check first, take, and then I take on d5, and he goes rook e2 and bothers me a little bit. But I don't know. But then I get the c5 pawn. Is my king safe is a question. So also I can go bishop takes, rook f5 check. Interesting. Okay, I think that line I wanted to do. So let's go rook f1 check. Okay, take on c5 against ears. Queen a8 from spin dock. And now I just want to make sure spin docks. I got to make sure nothing funny happens to my queen in the spin dock game. I don't think I don't think there's anything funny going on with queen. Or I'm going to move my queen back to d4. Although I don't know. I mean, is he trying to go d5 sometimes? All right, I'm going to go bishop to g5. Just pin, see what he does. Maybe my queen gets out of there. Okay, bishop takes against the Donald. Let's see. Now Artist T is taken back with a pawn. And what's the deal here? Very passive position for me. I don't think I could go for the pawn ending. Bishop d2 takes, king up, c4. King there. And nah, the pawn ending doesn't look good, so that's the question then, what to do here. All right, I think I have to try. Maybe I can do b6. Well, let me try. I think I could be in trouble there. Rook takes d5 against the Donald. King c1 against the Donald. f6 from ears. Okay, but ears' queen side looks like a mess here. Pawn takes pawn. Okay, bishop takes against Artist T. Let's see. Spin dock has gone bishop e7. It might have bishop e7 might have a threat. All right. So I think I don't think that won't accomplish anything. I'm still making sure my queen doesn't get messed up. So I think against spin dock, I'm going to go all the way back with bishop to c1. All right, knight a4 against ears. Rook takes a2 again, g2 from the Donald. Rook takes c5 for me. So the Donald, I'm up a pawn, but it's unbalanced. Artist T is the game that I'm worried about a little bit here. I mean, I feel like this could just be a lost bishop ending. Okay, rook e4 for the Donald. Yes, a reasonable move for sure. And let's see, what should I do? King to... Well, all right, I'm going to give the Donald a check and see if I can bother him some. Yep. Artist T has gone king to d5, and I'm going to go bishop to f8. King g5 from the Donald. And now let's see what to do here. I'm going to go rook to c6 7 just to bother him one more time. I don't think I want to draw, but I mean, I feel like I'm up a pawn, but he has some play, so it's not easy. All right, he's gone G6, okay, and now, all right, now I have to wonder about his king coming up. That's gonna be something there. So the Donald is coming up with some stuff here. All right, I'm gonna go king to B1 against the Donald. Let's see now against ears. Do I want to go knight to B6 and snatch a pawn? Or do I want to go knight to B6 and just tie him up? I'm going to go knight to B6 first. Okay, Artist T has gone bishop to D4. And this looks like a good move. I'm going to go bishop to B4. The Donald's coming up with his king. And now can I go rook to the 7th? What's the story there with rook to the 7th? All right, I'm gonna try rook to the 7th. It's getting a little messy here. I didn't think it was going to get this messy, but it did. Okay, ears has gone rook to B8, and do I want to keep ears tied up here? I'm wondering about rook. If I go rook to the 7th, he might have some bishop H6 ideas. I think I should just win the A pawn and not be greedy about it. King C4 from Artist T. And then I'm just going to try king to D2. I think I'm just lost here in this bishop ending. King takes G3 from the Donald. Okay. And I'm going to go rook takes H7. Queen C7 from Lionel Spoon, and I'm going to go G5. We've traded rooks, me and the Donald, and the Donald's going G5. Now, we both have passed pawns. Let's see. I have to get my people going, huh? B4, I guess. Let's just try and get them going. Yep, G4 from the Donald. And now I'm looking to see, can I keep my pawns going? How do I want to do this? All right, I'm going to try king to B2, try and get my king in there. All right, rook H4 from Aliev, but knight takes G3 wins the exchange in the game, I would think. Okay, the Donald's gone king F2, and I'm going to go rook check. Bishop takes G3 from Aliev. I'm going to trade queens on D5. And now, what's the deal here with Lionel Spoon? At what moment do I do something to him? F6, G6, both of them? I don't know. I think I'm just going to go rook to AD1 and make sure he's bottled up here. Okay, hold on. I almost went rook E5 against Aliev, which would not have been good. Let's see. Maybe the best move against Aliev is just to go rook to H1 and protect the pawn. All right, let's see what's happening here against the Donald. I'm wondering what's the deal here. Could this be a draw? So, now, I'm going to go rook behind. Maybe it's a draw. He's pretty active, but I do have these two connected. So maybe I can concoct some position where the position I would like to concoct would be something where he makes a queen and I have my bishops going. Okay, so king back to F3 for the Donald, and rook check, and very unclear position here. Might be good. All right, I'm going to push my pawns. Rook E4 from Aliev, and now I would like to get my rooks in the game. I'm going to go rook to F1. I'm still bottled up here, but I am up the exchange in a pawn, so. You know, I mean, it must be an easy win, right? It's got to be. All right, A3, I'm going to give my king some air. Let's trade some rooks against ears and then snatch the A pawn. All right, let's try to set up, maybe I try to set up a ladder mate situation against Aliev. You could tell I've been teaching little kids a lot when you start talking about ladder mates. Okay, now, against the Donald, rook G4 is becoming a threat. So if I push my pawn and he pushes his pawn. Rook check. Well, I don't know. I mean, rook check might be making a draw. Let's see. Rook check. Knight d7 from spin dock. Let me get my queen out of there. Okay, pawn to b4 from Aliev. I'm just going to take and keep my pawns together. King e2 from the Donald. All right. I'm going to go rook to g7. Let's see now. Now, to continue the ladder mate situation, I'm going to go rook to f1 against Aliev. All right. We got Artist T has just gone bishop to b5. And what's happening? All right, I'm just going to go king to e2. Knight c5 from Lionel Spoon. And now, how do I finally crack him here? I mean, what's the deal? h4. b3 from Aliev. Okay. So he's pinned me to the back rank. And now let's see what the story is here. I could give him a lot of checks, chase his king up. Check. Check. Now, where is he going? Is he getting... I'm going to give him a check and see where he goes first. Okay, I don't know. Against the Donald, I suppose it's a draw here. I'm going to go rook check. It was a tough game. I was better at certain points. But all right, so draw from the Donald. Good defense from the Donald. Rook check from Aliev. Not a lot of games going. Simon's been going for about an hour and a half. Now, let's see. If Aliev has gone back with his king. All right, now, he's got some back rank stuff, that's for sure. So, but his b-pawn, when can I win his b-pawn? All right, so if I give him a lot of checks, he goes up. And can I chase him anywhere? Rook check, king check, the other rook check, king up. And then check there. I don't know. I think that probably I should just go rook to f5 and win another pawn. And then maybe I win his b-pawn. So that looks like the simplest. Just defend the back rank. My king is stuck. King moves wouldn't do anything. So just want rook takes d5. I think that I'm only losing one game, and I think that's in that bishop ending. Okay, queen takes c8, duh, against ears. So I didn't even win the pawn I wanted to win. Well, that's pretty dumb. All right, so, but I'm still better, I think. I'm going to go rook to c1. So I'm still better against ears. All right, I'm going to go rook takes d5 against Aliev. If I get that b-pawn, then it's over. Okay, now, Artist T, bishop to d8. I'm going to go king to d2. I'm hanging on there for dear life. What's Lionel Spoon up to? I'm going to go pawn takes d5. He sacked the pawn. I don't blame him for doing it. I'm not really sure what it's going to do, though. It might even be a double pawn sack, and I don't even know if that's doing anything. Okay, now we have Artist T has gone bishop to f6, and he's trying to get me into a zugzwang situation. King c2, e3. Probably it's just lost here. Bishop to a5. Let's try bishop to a5. Probably just lost. Let's see. Against Aliev, I'm going to go rook c5 check. Want that b pawn. Get rid of that b3 pawn, and then he can resign. Where does his king go? I just want to go rook to b5. Okay, so now here's the story. Rook to b5. Let me have that b pawn. All right, I have to go bishop back to b4 against Artist T. I think Artist T is just winning here pretty easily. He's got choices. Rook to E3 against Aliev, and let's see. I'm gonna just take the B3 pawn. Let's see. Okay, Ears has gone Queen to B7, and I think I can go Rook. Hold on. Can I go Rook to B1? Or can Ears sack the Queen and annoy me on the back rank? I wouldn't think so. But I think I'm just going to go Knight to E2 against Ears and keep the positional bind. Okay, Bishop F8 from Lionel Spoon. And now what's going on here? I think I'm going to keep on pushing. I'm going to go H5. All right, now what's happening here against Aliev? Aliev has gone Bishop to H2. He's after my pawn. I'm going to go Rook to B5 and try and set up that ladder mate stuff again. Bishop G7 from Artist T, and it's and that's now I can resign in the Bishop, and a good game from Artist T. Okay, so one loss. Now let me see what to do against Aliev. I'm going to go check and get Rook behind the pawn and see if that's going to do it. All right, Rook behind the pawn. You can tell you've been teaching kids when you keep talking about the ladder mate. So I wonder what's going on. All right, let's go Rook to B7, and I did the ladder mate. How do you like that? The little kids would be proud. So wherever he goes, Rook H8 is mate, right? Yep. F5 from Spindock. Well, Spindock's getting in a little bit of time pressure. Like I said, every little bit helps. Let's see what to do here against Spindock. Now, this move is a very interesting move. I mean, it's not bad at all. He'd be hitting the pawn. So let's see. Do I have to get my queen out of the way? Where do I put my where do I get my queen out of the way though? That's the only thing that's bothering me here. So do I just want to hang out and do what? Then he might be doing Bishop F6 stuff or something like that. Queen D2 is a rather odd-looking move. I don't know. Queen D2 is a bizarre-looking move. Here comes the double pawn sack from Lionel Spoon, trying to open up my king. What should I take this with? Do I go knight takes D5, or do I just move my bishop somewhere? I'm going to go bishop to G4 with some F6 threats. Trying to open up Lionel Spoon's king. I don't know what happened in this game. I think that Lionel had a good game. I think it was maybe equal. Maybe it was slightly normal, slightly better for white. And then Bishop C6, Knight D, Queen B7 was the problem for him. When I got Knight D4 and I took his light squared bishop, that's when his position seemed to head downhill. Let's see, any other games going? Lionel Spoon's thinking. El Hote was a draw. That was kind of a Sicilian. Yep. Thank you, El Hote, for playing. Let's see. Arconia. Arconia just fell into a very bad opening. Knight takes D4. What's the problem? You know, early in the opening, it allows me just to get a bind and all this stuff. So that was Arconia, and Lionel Spoon is still going. Let's see what else. Ears is still going. Ears is getting into time pressure. He's just about to hit the 6-minute mark. Let's see. Knight F6 from Spindock. Now, what do I want to do against spin dock? I'm going to try the double rooks on the E file and see if that does anything. Okay, let's see what's happening. Hayen. Oh, Hayen got pinned on the file, and you got to be careful where you put the bishops in those openings. If the bishop winds up on h5 in those Ruby Lopez's, that maneuver, the old knight d2, knight f1, the g3 maneuver really messes it up. Also, the bishop has to sometimes keep an eye on the b5 pawn. So that was the game against Hayen. Judge Dredd just got into a terrible opening, 13 moves. 13 moves for Judge Dredd. And Virtuoso was a very solid game. I mean, I almost became worse there, and at some point I regrouped and managed to hang on and make a draw, which was just normal game there after that. So we're sitting here looking at the spin dock position. I think his f5 was a pretty good move. Maybe he's clearing out the center. This position, it looks a little weird with my queen on d2, but his queen looks a little odd on a8 as well. So it seems like a decent position. Knight d7 from Lionel Spoon, and f6 almost certainly seems right. It's got to be right to do f6 with the knight pinned. Has to be right. Open up the f file. Maybe f6 and g6 is going to be a good thing to do. Aha. Okay, spin dock has hit me with d5. Now, let's see what's happening here. So spin dock hits me with d5, and if there's a lot of trades on d5, that seems like it's not bad for him. So if I take on f5, so all right, I'm going to take on d5. See what's happening here. Bishop takes d5. And let me try for the bishop pair with knight takes d5. Okay, Lionel Spoon has moved his rook out of the way, and now the question becomes, how do I open him up? If I go g6, he has knight f7 stuff. Do I want to take on? All right, let me take on g7 first. Open up the f file. Let's see, spin dock, knight takes d5. I'm going to go queen to e1. Ears has gone a5, and can I just snatch on a5? What's he up to here? I'm going to snatch on a5. Rook a8, okay. And I'll just go queen back to d2. Pass a pawn. I don't know, maybe he has some ideas to keep me from pushing it. I might just protect it. The bad thing about Ears' position is what's the counterplay? How does he bother me? I don't see how he bothers me. I think I just give my king air with h3, and then maybe I can start to annoy him with my rooks and the pass pawn. So what do we got? We got only 2 games going. Aliev got ladder mated. Ears is thinking. Hippopotamus just had a bad one too, just a bad opening. Well, he had the knight c6 move early in the opening. It was one of those Rui Lopez. I think I had a game with Boris Gulko like that in the 1989 championship in Long Beach, California. And all right, bishop to d6 from Lionel Spoon. All right, now I'm tempted to get fancy, but I tell the kids not to get fancy, so I'm not going to get fancy. So g6 must be the right move. Knight f8 for ears, okay, and now let's see, rook to b1 against ears. Let's see where his queen goes. Can't go to the A file. Yeah, too many bishops. Yeah. Bishops are doing a good job. They're not really looking at taking anything, but they're just controlling squares. I would like to get my pawn up to A6 as fast as possible, I think. If I don't know, we'll see if I can do that. Yeah, it feels like there's more than two bishops there. They're doing such a good job of controlling this away, that away, the middle. I mean, all right, now took on Lionel Spoon took. I'll take on g6. I'm trying to pry him open, get some bishop e6s in there. And I think that's the main point here is get a bishop to e6, rook to f7, and I believe that's going to be mate. So I don't know what he could do about it. But like I said, I think what got Lionel Spoon into trouble, I feel, was when he went queen b7 and I went knight d4 and he lost his light squared bishop. If I had to pick a moment where things all of a sudden went in my favor, that's clearly the moment. So what does he do? I don't think F6. No, I don't think so. F6, it has to be something like bishop e6 check and maybe even some other kind of check. Okay, so we got ears. Ears is in the time pressure. All right, bishop to b5 against ears. Trying to get this pawn up to a6 or maybe to a7 even. Let's see if ears can cover up a little bit here. I'm not really sure if ears puts a knight on c5. Probably I can. That's not going to help him. I think ears is in big trouble here. The bishops have the pawn has the bishop escort. All right, hold it. Now let's see what to do with ears. I could offer him a trade of queens. He's trying to organize some deal with knights on d7. All right, rook to c1. I think might discombobulate him a little bit. Let's see what's happening with spin dock here. Now, on spin dock, can I win a pawn in some kind of fancy way here? Let's see. Can I do the bishop takes d5 check? All right, let's see. So Lionel Spoon took on g6. I go bishop e6 check. He has to take a pawn. And then I go rook f7 check. So thanks everybody. Like I said, I don't know what the ICC's plans are. I had a lot of fun with these simuls. Maybe they'll come back. Who knows? We'll see. What the story is. And I don't know how many years I lost track. I might have been doing it for like 3 or 4 years. Once a month, every Saturday. Okay, now I got to make sure I don't blunder against spin dock can I do rook takes d5? If he takes on d5, I take on e8. If he takes on e2, I think that wins a nice pawn. Okay, now Ears has gone queen b7, and now I'm wondering about bishop. Is bishop to c6 very annoying? So bishop to c6, and then I mean I like Ears' idea of trying to get a knight to c5. That would be a so. Thank you, Ears, for playing, and I'll talk to you on Facebook and all this stuff. So let's see, Virtuoso offered me a draw in that game, but that's some old game. Hold on, now against Spin Doc, I just saw I could go queen takes e2, rook takes d5, queen e6 check. That's probably a better thing for me to do. Yeah, okay, that looks like a better way to do it for me. Let's see, Lionel Spoon looks like rook f7. Where's his king go? And Lionel, good game, Lionel Spoon. Like I said, the moment where I believe you went wrong was when you went queen to b7. I think if you just make some normal move there, I think you've got you got a good setup. Maybe bishop to b7. All right, thank you. And I don't know, is the simul done? Is there any? No, sorry, Spin Doc's still going. Excuse me. Can't forget about Spin Doc. Okay, Spin Doc. I think I just won a pawn, and it's a nice pawn. His king will be a little open and dark squares. So I feel like it's should be good winning chances for me. I don't know what's going on, and I wonder what's going on in the in the Sinkfield Cup. And it's weird. So I didn't look to see if Fabiano was playing in the main tournament. I didn't look. I think he is, which leads to the uncomfortable situation that we've had a million times in these tournaments. It's does Fabiano play the good stuff? It's funny, Carlsen doesn't really play good stuff. Carlsen just sort of, I don't even know if Carlsen needs to prepare. His openings are really solid. He gets into those positions. Okay, Spin Doc has gone rook to e8, and I feel like queen c4 should be right to maybe win another pawn. So I'm threatening discoveries. I guess he's got to move his king and lose the f pawn, and then he could drive for tricks, trying to mate me on h1, I guess sometimes. So I got to be careful. I don't know that I should take this pawn on f5 after. I'm not really sure about that. I mean, he might have like some. Although rook takes, let's say I go rook takes f5, and he goes rook e1. And I move my bishop, and he goes b5, and I go queen d5. I think that should be pretty easy win for me there. Okay, let's see what this is. Rook takes f5. Do it. Or does he? Now I have to be careful. Does he have other tricks? No, rook takes f5 seems right. Two pawns up. Rook e1. I don't know. Well, there's another thing also on rook e1. Maybe I have rook c5, and that might force him to go backwards. How's that? What's the deal with that? Or does he have peculiar stuff there? Yeah, it's a little strange, this game. I don't know. I mean, I have to be a little careful. Okay, he went b5. Okay. And I feel like queen to d5. Had to do that, otherwise rook e1 threatening the bishop and the mate. If I went queen takes b5, I think he has that. He does that. So if he trades queens, he takes a4, I take a5, continuing to be up 2 pawns. Also, his back rank's a little bit loose, so that keeps him from running around attacking my pawns, with something like rook e2. If he goes queen to, let's say he goes queen to 8 now, queen a7 doesn't do anything. My f2 pawn's protected, so all the key places seem to be protected. So I hope you enjoy future, a lot of tournaments this summer, and also looking forward to the Olympics and the World Championship match. And it's funny, the article I write for American Chess Magazine, The Art of Positional Play. I don't know, maybe it's my sixth sense of humor, but the reason I picked that is that in the old Chess Life and Review when I was a kid, Sammy Reshevsky used to do that column, and I don't know. I mean, Sammy was an interesting guy and a great player, and so it's a funny. And sometimes some of the games aren't really positional. I'm working on this month's game, and I guess this month's game is sort of positional. And if you haven't checked that magazine out, that's also a very good magazine. All right, Spin Doc's having a long think here. I don't see what he could do, really. If he doesn't trade queens, I think I snatch a pawn. And it depends on, well, I don't know. I suppose he could go queen c8, and then I would probably snatch a pawn with the queen on b5. Looks okay. And that's what he did. And now let me see if I snatch a pawn with the queen on b5. So that he can't take c2, his rook's hanging. So let's see, what can he do here? Rook e2 maybe. I don't know. Rook e2, and then so he'd be threatening. Yeah, but he's not threatening the f2 pawn again. I keep thinking he's threatening f2 also. So if he goes rook f2, I could maybe just go c3 or something and protect the c pawn and just start to take stuff. Yep, okay. Rook e1. All right. So rook e1, and I'm just looking. Bishop to e3. Can I do bishop to e3? Does rook takes e3 give him any drawing chances? I don't think so. So I'm going to go bishop e3. Queen check. No, it's not queen. It's not check. It's threatening mate. Okay. I'll go queen back to d5. Any tricks? Any tricks? I'm looking at exchange sacrifices sometimes. Okay, let's see what he's up to here. He just went queen to a6. Now, I don't want his queen. Well, he doesn't have queen f1 yet because I have back rank situations. So what would a good move for me be here? Let's see. I don't know. c4 has to be the right move. Just keep his queen out. I think that I just missed an easy win, and I saw it and I forgot. All right. Yeah, I was looking for it in another position, but yeah, I had it back ranked there. So let's see what can he do to me. I mean, I don't know if I'm gonna maybe snatch another pawn or just protect my position a little bit. Maybe my king comes to G2. So 2 hours simul, last game. And it's going down to the wire. Well, 38 moves. What can Spin Doc do here to me? I'm going to try to play extra safe, keep his queen from getting into my position. Maybe go H4, more air. And Spin Doc, thank you, Spin Doc. And you did. We've had a lot of good games with these Philidors. And Spin Doc resigned. Well, I missed Queen D8 check. Bishop takes D8 and Rook F8 mate, but I think it's still a pretty easy win. So let's see. Everything's over. And so thank you. I really had a good time playing you guys in the past few years. And I hope that I see you all again at some point. Was really a lot of fun. And let's see. Final score, 14 wins, 4 draws, 1 loss. Not bad. So thanks, everybody. Take care. And, you know, the ICC is a great place. And we'll see how the Yankees are doing. And I'll see you at some other ICC stuff. So take care, everybody. Thanks. Bye-bye.